First and foremost, let's find a small variety of tomato. So here you can see this one is a compact cherry tomato, so this will work perfect for our little patio garden. Basil is always a great option. There's Thai basil, sweet basil, anything you want to throw in there. You need flowers, so let's grab these marigolds. They are the dwarf variety, which is great for small spaces. Here are some Space Master cucumbers. I really like these. And you could also do bush peas. Those are good for small areas. There's radishes, carrots are a good option. Bush beans, yes. Don't go with pole beans because these are not good for small spaces. I'm going to get these pickle bush cucumbers. And then here is your potting mix. Here's everything that we've gotten so far. All right, we are home, so let's put this bad boy together. All right, well, it started raining, so I just moved the party into the garage. Our marigold got toppled over with this freaking crazy rain, so that's okay. So we'll get the seeds from that, and then we'll just use these. Marigold flowers are edible, so maybe we'll garnish something with those inside. My favorite way of transplanting anything into a new area, just take the container and kind of make the hole big enough for the container, and then whenever you pull the plant out, you can just plop it right on in and it'll perfectly fit. So let me show you here. Here is the container. It's completely snug. Push the dirt in around him. There we go. And then whenever you pull this out, it's a perfect little hole. Okay, so we lost the cinder piece, but we pulled it out of the container, and you can see this guy is really root bound. So what we're going to do is we're just going to crush up these roots, remove the bottom part of them. This is way better for the plant. So you want to just remove this bottom piece that's all really crazy, and then squish the root ball around. That way it starts to grow into the new soil and it's not just suffocating itself. And then we're just going to drop them in like so. And then we'll get some rainwater on them. So there's that one. And then this is the main stem that broke off, but as you can see, it's kind of like trying to root already. Maybe. It's trying to root, so we're just going to put this in a pot and put it inside, and once the roots are established, we'll repot them outside. Alright, our butchered marigold is done, so let's move on to our cute tiny little tomato. And then same thing here, I'm just going to dig a hole and then make sure that this pot fits down in it and make sure I get it where I want it. Let's see. I think a little more. And we want to pay attention to where the soil level is, not the top of the container, but where the actual soil is around the plant. Just pack it in. Alright, and I don't have my tripod, so I'm going to pop him out off camera. This guy's roots are not root bound at all, so that's good. So we're just going to pop him in. Alright, so he is in the ground, and then we just have our little label here. And this little tiny guy is already putting off buds because it is a compact tomato. So yeah, hopefully we'll have some cute little tomatoes soon. I forgot that I had already started this little Space Master cucumber, so I'm going to go ahead and just pot this one up. We've got everything potted up, so here is what she looks like right now, and then we will check back for an update. This is about a week's worth of growth, so you can see we've got some flowers blooming, our tomatoes a little bigger, cucumber is getting some bigger leaves. This is almost a month's worth of growth, so as you can see, the marigold is filling out. We've got a little more growth on our tomato, and our cucumber's doing great. I want this to grow on the other side over there, so I'm just going to go ahead and move these little tendrils very gently. You don't want to rush this process because this is what the plant holds on to for its structure. And then just come out here and push the extra growth like back up into the cage. That way you can just kind of guide it how you want it to grow. So with me pushing it in, the plant's going to grow upwards instead of bushy. All right, here we are. It has been a full month since starting these guys. I'm just going to top everyone off with some fresh soil because as you can see, this guy is way farther down. We have a lot of male flowers and we are starting to see some female buds on here as well. So that is really exciting. After only a month of growth, we're already starting to get little buds of baby cucumbers. Look at these beautiful yellow flowers as well. Here's our marigolds. So even though we lost that main stem and we had a little crazy situation with those, they are doing amazing. Our little Bing tomato plant has not produced any tomatoes just yet, but we are seeing a lot of flowers, so that's really cool. It's still really hot here in Florida, so I'm assuming this guy will start putting off some fruit pretty soon because the temperatures are kind of starting to go down just a little bit. So here we are, and I'm just gonna top her off and show you how it looks. They're all topped off down here in the bottom. So on the marigold, you can put it right up to that first set of leaves down here because as you can see, like the stem is trying to root anyways. So that'll just put off more roots and it'll just go into the ground. But on your cucumbers, on your tomatoes, I went ahead and pruned off these bottom sets of leaves and little sucker things. You don't want your soil touching the leaves of your plants because that's going to promote disease. So I'm just going to put some mulch here and possibly on the tomato because I'm already seeing a little bit of disease happening on the leaves. So we're going to mulch this out. That way we don't get any backsplash whenever we are watering. But yeah, so here's our little 1 month update on our beginner bed. Here's one problem you're going to face. So I already I already found a little vine borer trying to get into this plant. So he's been just munching his way through like the hungry caterpillar. But I think I got all the ones that I could see off. So, you know, whenever you try to garden organically, everything's going to want to eat what you have. So just be prepared for that. It's been about a week now, so I did remove all of the leaves that were affected, well, the majority of them that were affected by the pest issue. So like there's still a little bit, but I went through and really picked everything off of this plant yesterday. So hopefully we don't have any more issues with that. Our marigold is just getting bigger and bolder, and still no tomatoes on this guy just yet, but look at all of these really pretty flowers. So I'm really hoping we'll get some tomatoes soon. There's so many clusters. So here we go. This is a baby cucumber that was not pollinated. Just because you're getting these little tiny female flowers does not mean that you're going to automatically get cucumbers. They have to be pollinated. So that's also why it's important to kind of keep everything pruned up. That way the bees and other pollinators can get to those female flowers. And that's also why these plants put out these male flowers first and why they put out so many. That way whenever the female flowers come, there's already enough pollinators to come in and pollinate that fruit. So just keep that in mind. Just because these guys are growing and not doing anything does not mean you're doing anything wrong, okay? Just be patient. It takes some time, especially if you haven't previously had a garden or if there's a lot of pesticides that are sprayed in your area, it'll take a little bit longer for the pollinators to actually realize that there's food here, okay? So just be patient. You're not doing anything wrong. That's just nature. Not everything happens as soon as you snap your fingers. Do you see that? It's our first tiny little Bing tomato. It's only taken a month to grow. That's sarcasm. But it's been really hot here, so I will take it. This plant still has so many flowers, so I'm hoping we'll get like a nice cluster of them. It's very windy, so there's going to be some background noise, and this kitty cat, she won't leave me alone, so she's going to be purring in the background as well. But I have a female flower here, maybe, if it'll focus. Okay, I have a female flower, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some hand pollination. So there's a couple of different ways. Okay, so if you don't have a brush or anything like that, you can take one of these flowers, and then you're just going to take off all these petals. So all the way down to where you can see the inside of the flower, we're just going to chop them off. I'm trying to do this on camera, but it's kind of hard. So just take them all off, and then you're left with this little inside of it. And then you're going to take that part and then just put it inside of the female flower. Just to transfer the pollen into this female flower to make sure it gets pollinated. The next way is to take a Q-tip or a makeup brush, and then you'll just pretty much find like another male flower. You'll just get some pollen on your brush and then transfer it to the female flower. I didn't get that on camera because I suck at recording apparently, but that's another way you can do it. We are going to harvest our first round of cucumbers today. So look at how big this guy is. Oh my gosh. So freaking cute. We have some tomatoes forming, but they are not ready to pick just yet. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get any tomatoes in this video, but, oh, there's the cat having a sneeze attack. But anywho, here is our update and our first harvest. All right, time to cut our first cucumber of the season. Now, how do I get in here to where everyone can see? That's the question. Let me see if I can just twist this guy off. Hold on. Let me... Yes. Let me see if I can just twist him off instead of having to cut or anything here. Let's just twist. And there you are, our first cucumber. I'm going to collect this one as well. It's kind of small, but we are getting a lot of rain, so I don't want it to end up exploding. So we'll go ahead and twist this guy off right quick. Boop. And then as you can see, there's like a lot of flowers, female flowers, male flowers, more cucumbers. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through and kind of prune this guy up. Like I said, we've been having a lot of rain, so I just don't want to get any mildew issues. So just gonna prune him up a bit. But look at how beautiful it is. I pruned him up just a little bit. I didn't want to take too much off because there are a lot of tiny baby cucumbers forming in here. And then I went ahead and staked up our tomato instead of putting it in the cage, just because it really wasn't getting any support, and I want this main stem to have some support while it's producing the fruit. But this is the end of this first video in this little series of creating a mini garden, a beginner garden, however you want to call it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Here is the final video for this little thing. Let me know what you think and what I should do next. Maybe I could do an intermediate style garden bed. But yeah, here's just a close-up of everything. Just beautiful flowers, beautiful healthy plant, already giving us loads of cucumbers. So this took about 8 weeks altogether from transplant into harvesting. But yeah, I really enjoyed making this.